So are there Stingerless Honey Bees in Costa Rica? Stay tuned to this episode of Costa Rica Story and find out. Ooh, that's a little bit of a clue. That's a clue. Today I noticed some activity here by an old nest that used to have some stingless honeybees. They're these little tiny bees, and they don't have stingers, apparently anyway. They don't have stingers, and the nest died out for whatever reason, and apparently a swarm of bees came, and it looks like they may be adopting that as their new home. And when I was in the States, I used to be a beekeeper, so I know a little bit about bees. But these things are kind of cool because they're tiny, and they kind of have the same shape as a honeybee. So it's pretty interesting. They don't really attack you, but they kind of do. Like they'll like bump into your face, and you probably don't want to get one stuck in your eye. I don't really know how they defend themselves, but it's pretty interesting. This is how North American honeybees are. When there's a beehive and it gets overpopulated, they create a new queen, and then they fly out and they find a new place to live. It's kind of how they they reproduce their numbers. So I'm assuming, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but these guys left another hive, and this is a new place for them, because there's like little tubes here that are under the porch, and that's where they live. When these first were built by the previous hive, they were lighter colored. Now they're darker colored, but this is kind of interesting. So what they're doing right now is they're taking all the old debris from the old nest, all the old dead bees and whatever debris is in there, and they're taking that out, and they're bringing in fresh food and whatever they do, I'm not sure if it's pollen they're bringing in or what. But every once in a while, one of them will come over and kind of attack at me. I mean, it's kind of a brave thing to do, considering they don't have stingers. There's not much they can do. So these bees are all up here kind of just hanging out, waiting for room down in the hive below so they can go down and do their work, because these bees all have their jobs to do. And down below, underneath the stairs, there's a couple of tubes that go into the middle of the stairs, which happens to be, it's hollow in there, so the tubes are just the entrance to the hive. The hive itself is much larger, but all you see is the tubes. So the entrance to the beehive is these two tubes up here, and they go into this pipe because it's there's a cavity in the pipe here. It's hollow, so the tubes go into the pipe. So you really don't know how big the nest could actually be in there. But there was a hive there before, and these guys are building it. What it looks like to me is the tan part is the new construction, and the black is what's left of the old hive that used to be there. And they're busy working on that. They've got the numbers going for them, I'll say that. Maybe they don't have the size, but they've got the numbers. And I've always been fascinated by bees, and I could spend hours and hours just watching them fly in and out of the hive. So when these guys came buzzing around, it was like a few thousand old friends came by to visit me. And it's cool here today because I'm the only one back here in the compound. I've got them all to myself back here. that's all I've got for this bee edition of Costa Rica Story. Make sure you like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, but most importantly, put those comments down below because I want to hear what you've got to say. And so do all these bees. They're going to be tuning in to see what you have to say. Hasta luego.